Hey, what's up guys? John here. We are stepping into something that we've never experienced in history. In fact, this insanity would only be something that you would see in some crazy tinfoil hat video with flying aliens. This is where you think that they would try to tax your entire estate to the point where you pass down nothing. This is what they are trying to do, especially in places like New York, where they're trying to tax nearly 80% of your estate. So if you have $1 million property and you want to pass it down to your daughter or son, they're going to have to write a check for $800,000 to Big Brother, basically stripping them of that property. This is what's going to happen throughout America in different varieties. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what we can expect. Please smash that like button. When you do, you're essentially helping expose Biden and everything that they're trying to do to this great country. So please smash that like button. Let's begin. This article came out yesterday, June 17th. Biden's death tax threatens to hit New Yorkers especially hard. There's no escaping death and taxes, and under President Biden's tax plan, the so-called death tax is poised to pack a wallop to New Yorkers. The White House proposed tax law will for the first time treat inheritance tax as a capital gains event, meaning any heirs to an estate would pay the 39.6% capital gains rate on inheritance. That, in addition to federal net investment income tax, New York state and city taxes, New York estate tax, and the federal estate tax, the eye-popping total 78.9% tax rate on the wealthiest New Yorkers inheriting assets, up sharply from the current at 49.6%. A Biden spokesperson confirmed that the wealthiest people in blue states could be facing sky-high inheritance tax, but noted the reform will be designed protections so that family-owned businesses and farms will not have to pay taxes when given to their heirs who continue to run the business. Nevertheless, the rule, while targeted at the wealthy, could impact anyone inheriting more than $1 million. At the rate that we're printing money, $1 million might feel like 100,000. It might feel like 200,000 in 5 or 10 years. We are going to see likely inflation at levels we've never experienced. And $1 million, when you hear this, don't think $1 million in 2021. Think 500,000. Think 200,000. I mean, how much was $10,000 worth 20 years ago or 10 years ago? A hell of a lot more than it is today. And it may be those at the lower end of the bracket who pay the price. Indeed, some tax experts warn the measure may not achieve its intended effect, and whether New York will actually generate more revenue remains to be seen, they say. There aren't a lot of people who pay estate tax as it is, but they're mobile, said Jared Walczak, Vice President of State Projects at the Tax Foundation. This creates a strong incentive for people to leave in retirement. Given New Yorkers could save as much as 14% by moving to a state like Florida, a chunk that could translate to thousands or millions of dollars for beneficiaries, many may find it hard to resist heading south for their sunset years. No New York taxpayer is going to pay 79%, Frank Agostino, founder of the president of Agostino and Associates in Hackensack, New Jersey, told the Post. The real income redistribution will be from the rich to the taxpayers and the lobbyists who help rich taxpayers pay what the rich taxpayers consider to be their fair share. Here's how this would work if you lived in a state outside of New York. President Biden's new death tax would result in estates that currently are not remotely close to having sufficient net worth to pay a death tax, essentially confiscating your property. Taxing paying a death tax, it can be named capital gains tax at death. It is a new death tax. For a long-term real estate investor, President Biden's plan could confiscate an entire estate. For many others, estates that would have been passed tax-free to their children would see very, very large percentages of their estates reduced by Biden's new death tax. The proposal falls into the kind of question one might have asked young children when something went woefully wrong. Don't tell me what you were thinking. Please tell me if you were thinking. If an individual's only asset were an apartment that he purchased 30 years ago, and that apartment is currently encumbered by debt, so let's say that you have $1 million property, you have a $500,000 loan on that property, so you have 50% equity in that property, and now they want to tax it at 43.4%. So they want you to write them a check for $430,400. So you're not going to be able to get a loan at 90% LTV, loan to value. So you're basically just going to lose the property in foreclosure. You're going to have to sign it over to Big Brother. Could easily be exceeded by the net cash that would be received at the sale and building by the individual's family upon the individual's death. The Biden capital gains tax at death would eliminate the taxes of the entire estate. If the descendant purchased the apartment building for $2 million in 1981 and the entire building would be depreciated, resulting in a tax basis cost for the building of zero, so only the initial value of the land would offset the gain of the sale. Assume $500,000 was the cost basis of the land when the building was purchased. Should the building have a fair market value of $10 million and a current debt of $7 million, the taxable gain at death would be $8.5 million after the $1 million exemption. The Biden death tax would be 43.4% of the gain, $3.689 million. The calculation would be very straightforward. The building would be sold for $10 million. The debt of $7 million would be paid, and the net proceeds would not be sufficient to pay Biden's death tax. I mean, this is absolutely insane. Who would have predicted anything like this? 80% tax in New York at the time of death? They're going to tax the hell out of literally almost everybody. I still do think that real estate is the best investment. And the reason I say that is because there's a finite supply of it and we'll always need shelter. And the population is only going to increase in America. But it's just going to be a situation unlike anything we've ever seen before. We have to be very forward thinking. You need to have an estate attorney. You need to try to structure things and plan things and foresee problems. You have to be almost paranoid at a new level of a new threat that could come the next couple of years and be ready for it. That's going to be the main difference. But I feel like the alternative, which is to rent and to not plan, it puts you in a really sticky situation, because if we again look at how the cost of living and the cost of advertising and the cost of products has increased over time, it's only going to get harder and harder. If you're renting from these big conglomerates and you allow them to basically strip the wealth from your family, it's going to be a pretty miserable situation. So now's the time to really be paranoid and survive with a entrepreneurial mindset to protect and provide for your family. But this is nuts. What do you guys think about this? Drop your comments below, smash the like button. When you do, again, it's going to help expose Biden and his agenda, and it's going to wake more people up that are investing in real estate or considering to invest in real estate. Consider subscribing here, or you can consider subscribing to my second channel, my personal channel. Leave the link down below, pinned to the top comment. See you guys in the next video. If you've enjoyed this video and want to dive deeper into the real world of real estate investing, make sure to check out my gold standard program, Cash Flow Rental Blueprint, by clicking the link in the description below this video. We're currently living in very difficult times. I personally believe these are some of the hardest times that we've ever lived in. We are losing, in many cases, our families, our businesses, our jobs, our sense of security. All this is at threat right now, and it's all thanks to the draconian shutdowns that we're all faced to live under. It's times like these that we can see the value in having more than one stream of income. This is certainly not an unattainable goal or something reserved for only a select few. It is the achievement through education and hard work. Now is the time to be relying on multiple streams of income and not just Big Brother. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you think that your pension is going to cover your retirement, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Don't wait until misfortune knocks at your door. Be proactive and create more security for yourself and your family. One of the best ways you can earn a side hustle today is through real estate investing, something that I've been involved in for over a decade. The strategy is to invest in multifamily homes and live off of rental income through your tenants. These are some of the homes and apartments I currently own and I'm renting out. In my Cash Flow Rental Blueprint, I'll teach you the ins and outs to real estate investing. You'll learn everything about recession-proof investing, real estate versus stocks, different types of real estate investing, how to appraise your own deals so you're not leaning on a third party to tell you what something is worth, out-of-state investing, maximizing your profits, and minimizing your expenses, improving your credit score, different types of loans and which one best fits you and your deal, selecting the right mortgage broker, finding the best deal, lease agreements, and how to find great tenants, and many, many more topics. This is my gold standard program, and in it I put together 1 decade's worth of experience and millions of dollars that I've invested, saving you the time and the money to learn the lessons that I had to learn. To learn more, click the link in the description below this video.